All right, we're here at the Ocean Rodeo booth with Reece Myerscough. Reece rides on the Strapless Pro Tour, and Ocean Rodeo's come up with some crazy new material for their leading edges. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so Ocean Rodeo, or I guess Aluula, and Ocean Rodeo have worked together to create a new kind of Dacron replacement material that is 50% lighter and like 10 times stronger than the current industry standard Dacron that's being used on normal kite airframes. So yeah, that's about it.
So between you've been riding, you ride the Rome on the Pro Tour?
I've actually been riding a new kite called the Crave, which is like a
top secret
mix of the Prodigy and the Razor. So it's like a Prodigy with special wingtips.
So what do you find with this new light material? What are the performance advantages that you found between the kites?
It's like an immediate increase in power due to the stiffness of the frame and the material, because the material is much stiffer than Dacron, so you're not losing any power, is what I find. Normally when a gust hits you with Dacron, the kite kind of bends and flexes a little bit, and you're losing
its profile.
Yeah, you're losing a little bit of power there, and the Aluula is just a rock, so the wind hits it and it's just rigid, and you can feel the power instantly in your line. So it's like instantaneous power.
So power's better. What else?
It's much lighter, so it's got way better light wind performance than normal industry standard Dacron kites.
So it'll hang up in the air. And
yeah, I have never luffed an Aluula kite over.
Really?
Not once.
It just blows back.
It always, no matter what I do, I've never left it over. I've been using them now, prototypes of it, for about 5 months, and I haven't left it over once. And normally, it's a fairly common thing for me to left the kites over, because in the waves and stuff, if you get too in front of it, or you land a kite loop, and you kind of outrun the kite, but I've never left over an Aluula.
So we got more power, better, no luffing, better, stays in the air better.
Yeah, and obviously due to the stiffness and the increase in power, it's much more reactive. So any little input you put into the bar, you're going to get something out of the kite.
So more responsive steering.
Yeah, much more responsive steering and instantaneous feedback from the kite. Yeah.
Amazing.
So it really brings out your kite flying abilities. You can really generate a lot more power.
So you feel that these kites have like helped your standings on the Pro Tour?
For sure, yeah, I think so. Well, I was using them just recently in Fuerteventura, which wasn't actually like part of the World Tour. It was a special big air event.
Oh, okay.
But I was on an Aluula 8 meter, and I was really powered up on it. And when you do kite loops on it, it's just like boom, huge pull, but then it immediately catches you. So it's just, it's like it's like if you're riding a aluminum race bike or whatever, and then you suddenly hop on a carbon fiber race bike, and that's the difference. It's entirely new game. Yeah.
Must be nice to travel with too, because you don't have to worry about that overages on the 5 kites.
The other cool thing about it is it actually like packs up very small. So
because the actual material itself is kind of thinner, right?
Yeah, exactly, and I can fit 4 Aluula kites in one 12-meter bag. So it's like,
there you go.
Yeah.
Amazing. Look at all the advantages. Thanks for taking us through that.
Yeah, no worries.
Awesome.
Anytime.
Do you see there being advantages for beginners?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially in the light wind side of things, you'll be able to go out and learn how to kiteboard in 10 knots, under 10 knots, and not have the kite luff over on you.
And will be power,
and have increased power, and have a 17-meter fly like a 10-meter.
Wow.
Yeah.
And be lighter as most meters.
I guess if I was to sum up Aluula in a kite, it's about a 25% increase in power, and it will always turn like 2 sizes smaller than what it is. So if you have a 10-meter Aluula, it will have the power of a 12 and turn like an 8. That's kind of what I've been feeling when using them.
Have you actually been having to tune your your kites down a little bit to slow down the turning a bit?
Yeah, so interesting enough, the Crave, which I was talking about earlier, originally made out of Dacron, the ones I was using, and I was trying to really speed up the 8 meter and the 10 meter. And then I got Aluula samples of it, and immediately I was like, the 8 meter's too fast. It's way too fast. Yeah, let's slow it down now.
That's funny.
But yeah.
Amazing.
Cool, so where's the best website to get more information? The Ocean Rodeo site or the Aluula site? Or both?
Aluula site. I think there's a little link on the Ocean Rodeo site called the Aluula Project, or if you go under the Kite tab of the Ocean Rodeo website, there should be a link to the Black page, so you can check that out, and then there should be some info on the Aluula webpage as well.
Okay. When are the kites shipping to consumers?
I think we're starting to do some like early, because we're still very early in the process actually, but we're starting to send them out to like key people in September to December, I think, like fall. I'm not sure the exact dates.
And then consumers early in the new year?
Yeah, hopefully.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Reece.
No worries.
Right on.